entrepreneurs conflate their identity with their business in ways that, it's unhealthy, but it's extremely common. And so the idea of the business failing can feel to the entrepreneur as though it's your identity literally being erased. And that's a terrifying concept, right? The thing that you have built, it almost does feel like a child many times to the entrepreneur. It's this thing that you have birthed, this thing that you've created, this thing that you are inextricably associated with in your mind, as well as in the minds of your friends and family. And the idea that might go away, that might fail, that the imposter syndrome that you may feel deep in your soul might be laid bare for the world to observe. This is just an absolutely terrifying idea. I mean, it is Nietzsche staring into the abyss. The thing that I have found to conquer that fear of failure is by staring it straight in the eye and addressing it head on. So in my journey, the fear of failure was only able to control me when it was left unsaid and left unaddressed. When I started to talk to entrepreneurs who had failed, and I asked them, what is that failure like? What is your life like post-failure? When I started to talk to, my family or my friends or my significant other, my partner, my wife, whatever, and literally ask the question, will you still love me if this company goes to zero? Will I still be welcome at Thanksgiving if I lose the money that my parents invested in the company? When I sat down and looked at my finances and I said, okay, if I have to start over from scratch, knowing that I've lost all my savings because I invested in the company, but if I then go get a job, what does that look like? Like, will I be okay? Will I be able to pay the mortgage? Will I be able to pay for my food? Those kinds of things. And so for me, as with many fears, when it's left unsaid, when it's left unspoken, when it's left unaddressed, that it has this ability to control our psyche. But the moment that we confront it head on and we recognize what is the impact, and then we rationally take steps to mitigate the impact, is the point where we can extract ourselves from the controlling aspect of that fear. The most important things associated with staying more resilient in the founding journey. The first is remembering that rest is as important as activity. So remembering to work hard, because there's no question founding a company, building a company requires working really hard. But finding times to rest and recover so that when I am working hard, I'm doing that in a way that's optimal is really important. The second is not conflating my identity with the identity of the company. I have a journal that I use and I remind myself, so I will rank how was today. And I'll say that for me personally, for my family, and for my company. And I use that to remind myself that I can have a bad day at the office, but still be happy and have a good day as a person. Oftentimes in the founding journey, we forget that it's okay, or we don't give ourselves permission to be happy as humans and to feel joy and to feel play and humor and all of these other emotions, these positive emotions that improve our resilience. The data shows improve our resilience when we're having a stressful day. It feels like lazy, or it feels almost insane to say, you know what, I'm having a great day as a person. I had a shit day at my job, but that's okay. So remembering to celebrate the wins more than you fixate on the jobs to be done. It is so common in this journey that we achieve something. We have something that goes really well. And we immediately get into the temptation to say, okay, well, that went well, but here's the next thing. Here's the next thing. Here's the next thing. And we don't stop to breathe. We don't stop to enjoy and give ourselves credit and our teams credit and feel the happiness and the sense of accomplishment for the fact that we've just done something great. All we can do is fixate on the next thing that has to be done. Building a team around you to help you understand how you're doing mentally is also really important. Figuring out, how do you open up to your partners? How do you open up to friends? How do you have peer mentors in terms of other entrepreneurs that can help keep you accountable? Again, for me, a psychiatrist is incredibly helpful. We're exploring bringing an executive coach into the business to coach the executive team. So that's another thing that we may invest in. There are really almost no investments that I think are too great for us to consider making if it helps improve our resilience. And that probably brings me to the last thing, which is remembering that this is at minimum likely to be a 7+ year journey.